Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Icicles. Rebirth. We got some hard mode runs to do. I gotta admit, like, the last run that we had with Maggie where we actually beat the lamb, oh, spoilers, on hard mode, is like the weakest hard mode run we've ever had. Even when we won, I was like, oh, well, I didn't expect that to happen. Let's random, you know what, let's do an Eden hard mode run. We haven't done an Eden hard mode run yet. We got 100% of the posted note available to us. We start with Yumheart, Little Chub. And here is our seed. I know that, just make sure I know it's a Z. RZ4QSAVH. I know that Eden runs aren't seeded in the sense that if you put in this seed and then you picked Eden, you would start with, unless you're incredibly lucky, like unfathomably lucky, you would start with a different combination of items that I have here. But still, you know, you gotta play Eden. I love the idea of playing Eden, and I like the idea that we could start with, you know, different items and then have, you know, the same items spawn from that point onwards. You know, we've already got, like, 7 characters in the game who will spawn with the same items. Let's mix it up a little bit, play a little, Eve action. Now, Little Chub is a great starting item. I really like it. If you've watched the co-op runs that I've done with Kate, she has no respect for Little Chub. And I'm always trying to fight for the little guy here because I think he's, a fairly solid item and a really nice way of kind of getting, you know, it's, you know, a life hack or something like that. You know, you want penetrative shots, but you don't have penetrative shots. There you go. You got Little Chub. Little Chub's a decent high damage penetrative shot that works fairly frequently. It's way better than something like, you know, the push pin trinket or something like that. Hoping we get a bomb because there was a tinted rock in that last room, but you know, we're on hard mode. Let's set some reasonable expectations. I will say, you know, HP's not fantastic. Yumheart, as far as items go, I could take it or leave it. I would prefer to leave it, though, if possible. Let's do a little bit more exploration here. Hard mode has kind of been kicking my ass lately, but I'll admit that it's a little bit encouraging knowing that I think you really just need to beat Boss Rush. Oh, that's pretty nice, actually. I think you just need to beat Boss Rush Mom's Heart in order to get all the item unlocks from it, right? Can't get that. Hey, well, now we've actually got, like, legitimate penetrative shots. I like Cupid's arrow a lot. And it's not redundant. Oh, you know, we could use Hanged Man, but we don't have any bombs to access that tinted rock. Hopefully, somehow we get, like, 2 bombs from this boss. I don't know how that would happen, but anyway, let's move along here. Let's not fret about it too much. This is an interesting startup, but yeah, you know, hard mode, I think I'm a little bit less intimidated by it than I used to be. It's pretty much the same as normal mode, just with less consumable drops than you would otherwise expect. Plus, I think I use this analogy all the time because it was told to me a lot when I was younger, you know, the height of, well, not the height of, like, the Russian-Canadian rivalry in hockey. We're just gonna leave because we have no keys. HP up's fine, though. But we always heard, you know, like, Pavel Bure, the Russian rocket, he was training in Russia to skate faster by, like, having a parachute tied to his back so that when he skated, he had to exert way more force just to get, like, average speed. And then, of course, when he took the parachute off, he was way faster because he was accustomed or acclimated to skating with a parachute, which is pretty hard, you know, right? Like, you know, if your baseline for defecation was after eating, like, 10 pounds of cheese every day, and then you had, like, 4 coffees and some Taco Bell, you would probably be a little bit better at defecating after the Taco Bell and the coffee, I'd have to guess. Seriously, just some bombs. It's amazing how integral a bomb could be to our success right now. One bomb could give us a Spirit Heart, could give us a deal with the devil, could give us a substantially greater chance of actually getting a win. But we, you know, let's try not to overstate the kind of position that we're in just yet, I suppose. We are in the basement, so the bosses that we can face shouldn't be too tough. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that, you know, by playing hard mode enough, and we've probably got, like, you know, at least 10 or 15 hard mode episodes left in us if we do well. Like, they're like bare minimum, that many. But, when we go back to normal mode, if we choose to go back to normal mode, and I'll listen to feedback on that, but I think most people do want to see normal because, again, on hard mode, you basically just end up seeing less items, which kind of sucks. There's the bomb we wanted, but, I think that we'll be accustomed or more acclimated to more difficult runs, and thus we'll do better. That was a very roundabout way of explaining something that was very easy. But you get the idea. Small Rock, I love it. I'm glad it's showing up as often as it seemed to show up in vanilla. It's a nice, semi-guaranteed damage upgrade. I say semi-guaranteed because it doesn't show up on nearly every run, but it is probably one of the most common damage upgrades that does show up. Anyway, we didn't get the Spirit Heart we wanted. It's probably debatable whether this is better or worse. But I probably would have preferred the spirit upgrade for now, unless we end up not taking damage against our boss, in which case I prefer the situation we're in. Are we going to gamble? I mean, we have Yum Heart. We've been wasting some charges with it. There's a blood bank up there. It's a tough call. Like, Spider Butt is not very good, but we can use it once every 2 rooms. And I tend to kind of have a preference towards offensive items instead of defensive items. It depends what the defensive item is. You know, something like Satanic Bible, Book of Revelations, etc., etc. Oh, there's another Tinted Rock there I didn't even notice. Those items I value quite highly, but Yum Heart, it's okay. I think I'll be happy with Spider Butt here. We'll try to get some usage out of it. Penetrative shots are going to be excellent here. Anytime we can get a little chub in there, that's going to kill them super quickly. We probably have a pretty good chance to get a deal with the devil because we didn't take damage. The range upgrade is effectively meaningless, but we did get 1 HP on the last floor, so this could be an important moment. I think we're going to say no to Guppy's Tail, which means we're probably going to damn ourselves and be forced to get deals with the angel in the future. And deals with the angel have... The polite way to say it would be they have variable outcomes for us. The impolite way to say it is oftentimes they're very shitty. You get like 1 Eternal Heart or something, which is not really what we're looking for. We spent 1 penny to enter the arcade, but luckily the door stays open, even with Curse of the Maze. This is okay. So, obviously the hope is that we get paid out from both of these in one way or the other. I just barely have the speed necessary to actually play both without taking damage twice. Good, good, okay. Well, we didn't pick up the kind of money I'd be looking for, but that's okay for now. We should also maybe launder the money that we get through... Gimpy's alright. Mommy's alright. Gimpy's alright. He just looks a little weird. We're gonna play this regular Judgment, because I don't have any keys to get to the shop anyway. This guy could drop keys, but he could also drop an item. That's a pretty good value. There you go, there's some just free HP for us. Why am I still playing the blood bank? Well, I want the HP payout if possible. But also, I think there's a chance for Gimpy to pay out here. I'm gonna keep gambling, like, on the 3 Skull Monty here, because I want keys, basically. You know, it would be nice to not spend all of our money, but I think the meta changes a little bit between hard mode and normal mode. Because normally I'd be saving our money and saying, well, we'll probably get keys later, but now I'm saying... You know, we might never get keys, so it's probably in our best interest to try to gamble what money you have away right now. We'll get bombs in the process, that could be useful. We'll get red hearts in the process, those will be useful. And apart from that, who knows, maybe we get Fly Love or something like that. Just trying to take my time here. I know we have to do, well, you're dead. I'm not even gonna try that. I know we have to do boss rush with every character, by the way. Ooh, it's pretty nice. But, you know, that's something that I'm gonna be treating as kind of like a, you know, a special case, if you will. If we get the chance to do boss rush with every character, sign me up. If we don't, well, we don't. Why is my shop open? That's not a shop, it's a library. Okay. Book of Belial is way better than anything else here. We must have opened this by accident via our Curse of the Maze, I guess. We did get some more HP. Where did we get that HP? I'm very confused now. I'm just coming back here because Book of Belial now, not only does it give us extra damage, but it also has a very good chance to, or a guaranteed chance, I think, to give you a deal with the devil. If you use it on the floor, maybe? Where did we give Yum Heart to? Yum Heart's in the item room. So I'm thinking, oh, there's a Tinted Rock. Maybe we get a key out of this. We go back, we use Yum Heart. That should be all the HP available for this floor. Trying to take a look at where a secret room might be as well. I don't think it's over there. It could be up here. But yeah, once we get all our HP sorted out, you know, we'll gamble as much as we can on the blood bank. Every bit of consumable action that we get here could be meaningful. I'm probably going to be able to make good use of our shop here as well. Yeah, this is a very kind of interesting floor. There's a little bit more puzzly type stuff going on here than I'd originally considered. I got some tweets yesterday. Today, actually. Not that that is relevant at all to the discussion, but anyway. And they said, hey, Northern Lion, like your videos. Do you want to, like, for people that are not so well-versed in Isaac, maybe you could make, like, a tutorial series or something like that of, like, how you make your decisions and whatnot. First off, thank you for the flattery by suggesting that I'm good at this game. Secondly, my strategy really does not warrant its own standalone video, and that's not just me being modest. Oh, snap. Too bad we're not gonna have enough money to get into our shop and have a guaranteed payout. We should probably go to the curse room in this situation, right? Like, we have so many extra kind of hearts here that I think it works out fine for us. But yeah, my strategy is seriously just like, do whatever you, that's good. Do whatever you conceivably can to get a spirit heart on the first 2 floors. And that's kind of an optional upgrade, but if you do that, you stand a very good chance to get a deal with the devil. If the deal with the devil item is good, one of them is good, which typically is something that happens a lot. It's probably in your best interest to take it, and then you just kind of steamroll from there. That's pretty much my decision-making process. A lot of the rest is just, in my opinion at least, learning the enemy patterns to be able to dodge them somewhat consistently, because, you know, the only thing that's going to really give you consistent wins in Rebirth, or Vanilla for that matter, is being able to survive as long as possible for the game to actually give you some sweet drops, which is not rare, but you have to survive. If you die because you didn't get a good item on the first couple of floors, then that's going to put you very much behind the 8 ball. We got 2 Hangman cards. Lovely. Now, I am content with this situation. We should, again, get a guaranteed deal with the devil because of Book of Belial. Again, it is hearsay. It's taken from my my Twitter feed. A bunch of people message me. I must have mentioned something in an earlier episode about, like, you know, I own something Book of Belial, and people were like, hey, Book of Belial is actually good for this reason. I appreciate that, because, you know, if I don't get corrected on my misinformation kind of copiously, I'll keep spreading it, and fortunately, and unfortunately, I find myself as a source of some notoriety in the Rebirth community. You know, people, for better or worse, pay attention to some of the shit that I say, so I might as well make sure that at least the shit that I say that can be factually correct is factually correct, as opposed to just, you know, hey, I feel this, you know? It's okay to say that, but try to be a source of good, you know, positive information and facts if you can as well. Now, you could just explode and then fuck off forever. I believe that's a Steppenwolf song as well. Ooh. Okay. We have enough keys. There will probably be people who say, like, hey, you should have probably gone to the item or the shop on the last floor, because worst case scenario, you could have bombed the donation machine to get the money if you needed it. Rosary's an interesting choice here. We'll talk about it. I'll probably end up picking it up, because why not, right? Like, it's free spirit hearts. But I don't know, because like, I'm not picking it up right now because we wouldn't even be able to take all the spirit hearts. So if I'm gonna take it, I might as well lose 1 spirit heart in the process so we actually get the full value out of it. But maybe it's actually not worth it, because we would end up having to get the Bible, and without a D6, that means we're not gonna be able to do shit about it, right? We will take Nun's Habit for sure here. Yeah, we won't be able to do shit about it, basically. So by picking up this item, we're basically dooming ourselves to get a shit item in the future. Might be tempting, by the way, to get some of those pills. Well, there we go. So we have to ask ourselves, you know, like, especially with deals with the angel. I think what we'll do is we should be able to get a deal with the angel or devil, thanks to Book of Belial here, and then we'll see what it is, because I would rather see what it is right now than pick it up and almost guarantee that it would be the Bible. I've never really thought about it like this, but, and by the way, if our HP was lower, there's no doubt I would be picking up Rosary in a heartbeat and being thankful for it. But we're in kind of a luxury position where I can say, you know, is it worth sacrificing that, like a future pedestal, and maybe a valuable one from a deal with the angel? The Bible showed up anyway. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, now there's no reason not to pick up the Rosary. Well, that puts an end to our theory crafting there for sure. But just in case you're a little confused about what was happening there, if you pick up the Rosary, there's a extremely high chance that you're going to get the Bible on a pedestal in the future. We're probably going to get that pedestal on a deal with the angel. Before we knew that that's exactly what happened. We could expect that would happen because that's where the Bible is in the pool. It's in the pool for other stuff as well, but still. So I was like, well, if we pick up the Rosary, we get 3 spirit hearts, but we're ruining an item pedestal in the future. Whereas if we don't pick up the Rosary, we're not getting 3 spirit hearts. We're not necessarily ruining an item pedestal in the future. But now, it ended up being for naught. And I'm glad, because, you know, we got all our theory crafting bullshit out of the way without actually suffering any consequences of our own actions. Yeah, now we know deals with the angel in the future are not going to have the Bible in them, hopefully, and we got the benefit of the Rosary, and it's kind of a weird win-win situation. I'll take it, at least. I'm feeling pretty good about this run so far, you know? We're not going to be in good boss rush territory. Probably. Not that I even necessarily would want to be, you know, just getting the mom's heart kill is valuable in and of itself here. Did pick up a key. Anytime we can do this and keep getting like enough keys to actually visit the item rooms, that's a successful hard mode run in my opinion. Wow, this is the best case scenario. We're trading like half a spirit heart for the mark. That is awesome. And excuse me, excuse me please. Yeah, that was not very good on my part, but that's okay. Now with penetrative shots, Little Chub, the mark, and Small Rock, our damage is a step above where you normally expect it to be right now. Not necessarily blowing the doors off, but pretty solid. And I would expect us... Oh, I always have to take these items because they're weirder. Alright, I don't know what our damage is going through now. We'll fight some enemies. It could be higher, admittedly. Well, it certainly doesn't seem lower. Maybe it's like a little bit lower, but our rate of fire is higher. I'll take it, because it gives us an all stats up as well, but, you know, that all stats up doesn't mean too much if you get a bunch of range, and then that becomes your damage stat, you know? But anyway, we're still doing fine damage, especially, like, I've said it before, but I really love penetrative tiers, because they make it so you need way less damage upgrades, because one shot, if you're fighting 6 enemies, one shot could effectively deal 6 times more damage. Like, if you gave me the choice between penetrative tiers with, like, X damage or non-penetrative tiers with, like, 1.8x damage, I'd probably take the penetrative tiers with X damage, to be honest with you. I don't know at what point, like, there is a point at which that logic falls apart, and I'd rather just have, like, tiers that are not penetrative that do a ton of damage. I don't know what that point is, though. So despite getting that deal with the angel, now we have a deal with the devil, and it has Satanic Bible. Satanic Bible is a good item, in my opinion. I always try to give Satanic of the Bible like my default defensive book mention, if that makes sense. Like I always try to say, like, hopefully Satanic Bible shows up, because I do think it's objectively better than Book of Revelations, unless you're specifically looking for cubes of meat, which we're not necessarily. Although I wouldn't, you know, look a gift horse in the mouth on that one. Wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers. Seriously though, maybe just get a plate or something. Like, it's gonna make the sheets all gross. So I'm happy. I'm happy with Satanic Bible showing up, but we're not going to want to take it because we're in a great position with our existing book. By the way, this might be the first time, and we don't even have a reroll to take advantage of it, but it might be the first time that we actually are in a position where conceivably we could use all the books in our rotation. If we had a reroll, it would definitely be more feasible, but you know, we've seen Satanic Bible, Necronomicon, obviously Book of Revelation, or not Book of Revelations, obviously Book of Belial. Could have happened. Now, we'll take the pill. It's good to know that it exists, you know? Petrified Poop is actually a fantastic trinket. We're still gonna suffer from a lack of keys, but being able to have like a 50% chance somewhere in there of getting a penny or more from each individual poop is really good. Now we could try to find a secret room. Bombs are not necessarily precious, but you never know. I don't know if Petrified Poop makes it more likely that fires will drop tears. It's the kind of thing that you know, what are you, stupid, Northern Lion? It's called Petrified Poop, not Petrified Fire, but like, sometimes that's how stuff like this works in Isaac, strangely enough. I think we're just gonna leave and we're gonna save our bombs. I was really hoping though that we would have, well, you know, let's do some process of elimination here. We know it's not gonna be over there. We know it's not gonna be over there, so where would I expect a secret room to be? It might actually be adjacent to our boss rush room, boss trap room, which would give me some pause to go there, I think. Would that even... I'm like, maybe it's here. I'm not even sure I'm placing the bomb in the right spot. Is what I'm getting. Yeah, right? Like, crap. What about up here? No, I don't think it would be there either. You know, I'm not gonna waste any more bombs. We already screwed up 2 of them. I think I'm just gonna leave. It sucks not having any keys, but that's okay. We can live with it. And sorry, I should have picked up Satanic Bible and used it. That is like for me, that is a mind-boggling mistake. I've realized that I've made stupid mistakes like that before in my life, but that's just like, I'm a little out of it today. I guess you'll have to cut me some slack on that one, hopefully. So I'm thinking I thought I could break the system there. Good thing I don't have 2 extra black hearts right now. That would have really upset the balance of power that we have going on. So Necropolis is a bit of a weird situation for tinted rocks. I'm trying to find them. Usually the tinted rocks have the model of like this rock right here, but they have an X in the bottom right corner. You know what? Upon second thought, I don't think that's worth the 2 cents that I was gonna get in the best case scenario. Thank you, Gimpy, okay? Gimpy has, it's proven its worth today. I did not perform very admirably on this room, but it decided, hey, everybody needs a break sometimes. Now, I may end up fighting in that gauntlet room because I would like to get a key, which could happen. Now, the ability to jump, I don't really give a shit about. Oh, Guppy's Collar, Judas Shadow. I'll take Judas' Shadow, just because it's weird. And normally, I would, oh, thank you. Normally, I would probably be okay with going for, Guppy's Collar, but I didn't take the Guppy item on the first floor. So, I don't think there's any necessary, like, overdrive. That's a lot of consumables. Libra is actually great for us. 6 of each consumable. And maybe it gives us the Celtic Cross effect, but I can't remember. But anyway, what I'm getting at is I don't feel that, you know, that pull to become Guppy that oftentimes you do feel. Here, I do want to throw a bomb in here, because usually, not this time unfortunately, but usually those will pay out with something that's worth your while. They'll give you like they'll give you a Spirit Heart or some keys or something. We already have 6 keys, so I guess I shouldn't feel too bad. It's one of those situations where, you know, maybe Libra on hard mode is an item that really benefits in the quote-unquote, you know, Isaac power rankings. 6 keys, and it gives you 6 keys every time. Plus 6 keys, I should say. Not just, like, sets your key value to 6. That's enough keys to go to every single item room for the entirety of the game, which is pretty sweet. You don't always get that luxury on hard mode. That's not very good damage on my behalf there. We are starting to run out of HP a little bit. Just a little bit. But that, you know, it can get bad quickly. Don't love this room, but, again, these are some of the enemies, you know, small enemies who are very fast. Penetrative tears or piercing shots benefit you kind of disproportionately on those enemies, I think. Which is great. Again, kiss goodbye to boss rush mode. We've got to be getting close to 20 minutes here. I just used the Hanged Man card by accident. My fingers slipped. Yeah, we're basically there. And of course, I could have used it right here to access the freaking golden chest. But anyway, with 6 keys, we are going to open this. Yeah, I feel a little better about that. Let's do some more exploration first. Because I do want to have a charge ready for our boss room. And it is only Necropolis 1. We could definitely make our shop worthwhile as well. But Necropolis 1 means no arcade, I think. Oh, that was just the worst damage. We don't really care about that. Oh, what the? I hate that room, man. That room is horseshit. I think we can justify taking PhD. And, yeah, that's pretty much what I was asking for, is something useful from our shop. Just trying to see if there's, like, pills on the ground. I don't think there are. This is our last room that isn't a boss room. Would have been nice to have another Book of Belial charge ready for this bad boy. This one's, not an easy room. But it's not that difficult either. Again, you know, 2 can play this game. Penetrative Tears, Little Chub. We got, like, exactly the shit that you got going on. Okay. 8 bombs. Not gonna worry too much about, I'm gonna try this. Not gonna worry too much about a secret room. Devil card. That was way worth it. Sometimes when I do stuff like that, I'm like, I kind of hope it doesn't pan out, because when I do, sometimes I'll be like, hey, let's bomb this situation over here. I'll trade a bomb for a penny, and then it's like a black market shows up. I'm like, people are like, they think that I did this seed in advance. So I wish that it kind of paid out and it was like, you know, the magician. That way I could be like, well, there would not be any conspiracy theories, let's put it that way, about my performance on the run. Not that the devil card is that amazing, but every time I do stuff like that and it actually works out, I'm conscious of the fact that people are... Because there is a contingent of people, it's very small, and I'm not trying to, like, create a straw man here, but there's some people who are, like, not even maliciously, they're like, hey, Northern Lion, do you only show us the good runs? And I'm like, well, I mean, if I die on, like, Cellar 1 or something like that... Oh, thank God we got PhD. If I die on Cellar 1, sometimes I'll continue doing an episode, but usually I just restart because it's easier to... Because if you have, like, a death that early... 2 health upgrades... If you have a death that early, what do you do? I'm not gonna take it. If you die that early, what do you do about seeds? Do you put 2 seeds in the video description? Because then people say, oh, well, there's spoilers, I know you die. Not that spoilers are necessarily that huge of a deal. Well, this might be worth it. Yeah, it was definitely worth it. Not that spoilers are that big of a deal in these videos, I'm just saying, you know, some people take that kind of stuff more seriously than others. So sometimes, just for convenience's sake, I'll restart an episode if it goes truly awfully to start with. But no, man, like if I invest 45 minutes into a Rebirth run and it ends in like me being an idiot, that's still going up, dog. You've seen like situations where I had Pyromaniac but still died like an asshole. Situations where I killed myself on like the Suicide King challenge by getting stuck on that curse room, which, by the way, many people told me, and I didn't think about it until after the fact, but they're totally right. Many people told me I could have just killed myself inside of the curse room. Well, at least we still get to fire our tears as well, so I think this is okay for us. I'm not an enormous fan of the technology items in Rebirth, but that's okay. We are going to go a little crazy here. Gimpy can help us out. Yeah, Gimpy! That was awesome. Yeah, so, you know, I don't delete any runs that last a long time. Let's put it that way. Shop has an item. Don't know what it is. Might buy it if we end up getting enough cash. Roid Rage. I mean, the speed upgrade is what it is. It's okay. Hopefully we find an arcade. If we find an arcade, we stand a reasonable chance to be able to buy whatever that item is. This is just poops. Okay. I got confused for a second seeing all these flying whirly birds here. It should just be poops, and if you just execute all your dodges appropriately, this should be just a routine mission here. You know, we got unlimited range, so I was gonna say, just keep shooting from afar, and eventually you're gonna kill all of them, probably. Making some serious bank on this room. We'll go fight... All the poops are dead? Yeah, we'll go fight our mini-boss as well. Because of course we will. I hate that they can move in the middle of their freaking attack. Doesn't make any damn sense. GG, broken game. We'll probably end up picking up this Rosary bead as our trinket to go. But for right now, I am more than content. This could hurt. Nope. Ooh, credit card. So free items from the store. But yeah, like I was gonna say, for right now, I'm more than content to just roll with the poop as long as we can. We will go to our secret room. I just didn't want to put the bombs down on the room with the blue spikes. Okay. That went about as well as can be expected. Pandora. Oh, Pandora's box, pretty good. In this case, just gave us a ton of cash, but hey. It's a shame Pandora's box isn't chargeable, because we could totally use it a second time here as a result of that free battery. Wonder if we can get to 600 cents here. We're making progress on our donation machine, slowly but surely. Come on. 10 more cents. You can do it. I shouldn't have said anything. I don't believe in the jinx. I'll be straight with you. I find jinxing bullshit. And you're gonna say, oh, it's just it's all in good fun, Northern Lion. It's not really, though. Because, like, someone's doing something and you're like, hey, good luck. You know, out of the goodness of your heart, you're saying, I want you to succeed. And then they don't for some reason, you know. They fuck it up, or something goes wrong, and, you know, the standard deviation wasn't in their favor that day, and they go, oh, you jinxed it. Fuck you, I jinxed it. That's the last time I wish you good luck. You know, how about next time you're trying to accomplish something, I'll say, you know, hey, hope you don't fuck it up, asshole. You're a real piece of shit. You've blown it before in the past. Like, I hope you're not your trademark piece of garbage self when you try this. And they'll be like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you such a dick? And you say, oh, sorry. Didn't want to fucking jinx you. I know that my well wishes, you consider them a fucking supernatural curse from above and or below. So I won't trouble you with my well wishes. Instead, how about you, you know, you fuck it up real bad. Probably screw up your whole goddamn life. That's how you should wish people good luck. And that's, I mean, you know, that's how, if you're a performer, right? It's like, break a leg. If that situation happens, by the way, if you go, hey, break a leg, and then they go, they fuck it up, they forget their lines or something on stage, and they go, oh, you jinxed it. What do you want me to say then? I told you to you know, sever a bone in your body, and still you get offended by the way I phrased it. I don't know what you can do at that point. I guess, hey, I'm gonna be Napoleon in Henry Miller's production of Napoleon. I'm gonna be on Broadway. And then you just give them no reaction whatsoever. They say, aren't you happy for me? And you just kind of shrug. You know, just do it. I don't care. I don't care if you do well or do shit. You just do it. So I'm gonna save our devil card because I really think we do have a pretty good chance of actually pulling out like an end game victory here. We're not quite at that level where I feel confident forecasting like a win against Blue Baby, and I will be picking up the Polaroid. I'm not quite at that level where I'm like, yeah, we're gonna beat the game, but I think we definitely have the framework for a win here, which is pretty exciting. Good, thank God I picked that up. You know what? Let's get a little dangerous here, right? Guppy's paw. All right. Well, I wish that I'd taken those earlier Guppy items. Guppy's hairball. Oh shit. Brother Bobby. Well, I don't love the fact that we got Brother Bobby, but 2 Spirit Hearts for 2 Guppy items, one of which is the hairball and is actually useful for us, if not immeasurably. That's pretty okay. Let's do this. I'm ready. This has been a pretty good Eden run. Curse of the Unknown. Curse of the Unknown is, it's bad if you encounter it. That trinket is just worthless for us, basically. It's bad if you encounter it in the super late game, and you're a little bit nervous about your HP, but as is for me, HP is pretty decent right now. No, our boss room's like right there. I was gonna say we're gonna go get a Book of Belial charge, and then look at this guy just walks over the spikes instead. Way to go, asshole! You feel smart? Nah, you jinxed it. You said good luck, Northern Lion. This is a way for me to avoid all personal responsibility for my own actions. Don't you dare wish me luck. That puts too much pressure on me. Everyone wants to be the underdog, man. It's a lot of pressure to be. I always feel bad for like the favorite in sports. And I know that seems like, you know, they don't need my sympathy, and that's probably true. Probably a little bit grandiose of myself to think that they would care in the least. But what are we supposed to do here? Oh yeah, smart dodging. Even better right there too. We're gonna take the pentagram for sure, even though I can't see our HP. Then we're gonna get the fudge out of here. I know we could like maybe. What am I doing? We could maybe get a curse room or something like that, but I gotta go. This is crazy. But I always feel bad for sports teams, you know, and that's just the most common example of this that I can think of, really. But, you know, let's say you're like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like a really dominant sports team. You're like the New England Patriots, right? In the NFL, American Football League. You've won more Super Bowls in the last, like, 15, 20 years than any team in history or something like that. You have a winning record every season. Everybody expects you to make the playoffs, and you got a pretty good chance of being, you know, Super Bowl favorites and stuff like that. And then, like, some team that has been grossly mismanaged for, like, 10 years gets lucky, and, like, the rookie that they drafted has, like, a predominantly better than expected season, and they end up in the Super Bowl. People are like, well, I want the Tennessee Titans to win. Why? Why do you want the Tennessee Titans to win? Are you from Tennessee? Are you from the South at all? They're like, no, I'm from, you know, I'm from Vermont. But fuck the Patriots. They're too well managed. The people at the like, that's such bullshit, right? Like, the people in the front office and on the field are too good at their job. You actually want people to be punished, basically. Or maybe you don't want people to be punished for being bad at their job, but you want people that maybe are a little bit less consistently good at their job to be rewarded. That's the way I see it, anyway. Like, when people are like, oh, I always cheer for the underdog. I'm like, fuck, man. The overdog puts in a lot of work and, like, is consistently great. And that's the, like, It's the other thing with sports, and almost everybody, at least in North America, disagrees with me when I say this. But as exciting as I'm not gonna open that. As exciting as like sports playoffs can be, and I love Stanley Cup Finals. I'm Canadian, best of 7 series, underdog coming from behind. It feels good, right? But I really resent the idea that like if a team can't get it done in the playoffs, they're not like a really good team. I'm like, fuck you, dude. This is like an 80, like let's take baseball even. In hockey, there's an 82 game season. And then if you fuck up like 4 games in a row in the playoffs, they're like, well, I guess they just didn't want it bad enough. That's just, take a statistics course, dog. There are teams that I'm sure are better in clutch situations, but also there's things like standard deviation, even the best restaurant might give you some shit food now and then, if you go there enough, right? But a baseball season, a team plays 162 games, wins like 101 of them, and then loses a few games in a row in the playoffs, and it's like, well, I guess they just choked. Dan, if you flip, if you roll a dice, and you're like, well, we wouldn't expect it to hit 1 very often, and then it hit 1 3 times in a row, do you say, oh, that dice just choked? We got glitch, baby. Remember, that deal with the devil does nothing for us. Do you say the dice choked? No, motherfucker, there's some randomness involved as well. And that's why I really like, and this is me totally circle jerking my, like, European and otherwise soccer/football focused audience here. I really like the way that, La Liga and Barclays Premier League and et cetera, just football in general do that, except for, major tournaments where they do finals and stuff like that. But, it's basically like you're going to play 39 games or 40 games, or 38 games, I guess, is English Premier League. And then, we have playoffs throughout the season, but it's for different stuff. You win the league if you have the most points. And some people are like, that's boring. It's boring that the best team just wins. Where's the fun in that? And you're like, well, I don't know. I respect it, because that's kind of like how the real world is a lot of the time, right? Or at least how most people think that it should be if you ask them. Someone that consistently works hard and performs well gets the goods. That's my piece there. And that's why I resent the idea that, oh, guppy dreams. I resent when people take a stance by default against the favorite. There's so many people out there that I cheer for the little guy. Sometimes you should cheer for the big guy, right? Like, not in every David versus Goliath story, the implication by default is that Goliath's kind of a dick, right? It's a real David versus Goliath story. Some asshole was pushing his weight around, and then, a weaker party ended up showing him his shit really does stink, right? Sometimes Goliath is actually just like a pretty nice guy, and you just have a predisposition to hate him because he's good at what he does. Maybe Goliath was not a total asshole. Maybe he was just kind of forced into, he's a big dude, so it was like, there's not many jobs in, this area for a big dude except fighting people. It's kind of like the way of the world back then. Anyway, that's all I'm saying is next time you have the opportunity you're going to a sporting event, and, if they're your hometown team or something like that, you can feel free to cheer for whoever you want to. And just in general, you should feel free to cheer for whoever you want to. That'll make it more fun. But keep that in mind, that they always want to see an underdog win because they feel like it's a better story. I don't know, man. As I get older, my favorite story is like, team/person worked hard and accomplished their goal. That's like, they put in the hours, and in the end, they were the best team. So, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's a good story, Like, the only reason that, like, underdog stories in movies feel good is because they always make the favorite an asshole. Like, think about it, Dodgeball, an underdog story. If this was like, if White Goodman in that movie, Ben Stiller's gym-owning character, wasn't a total asshole, then why are you cheering for the average Joes, right? These other guys, they hired, like, basically professional athletes, well, not hired, let's say they trained professional athletes to be on their dodgeball team. You know what? That's a lot of investment right there. I think you should be rewarded for that. Or, I mean, if you play better anyway. Anyway, that's my piece on that. I think I've probably gone far enough. Ages ago, I've probably gone too far. But yeah, man, it always bums me out. Like, I played competitive chess when I was a kid. And that's like the nerdiest thing in the world, but Chess is becoming kind of hip now, I think. I see people playing chess on Twitch, and I'm like, that's the coolest shit in the world. I never would have expected that when I was 12. But anyway, as is common in chess, you know, in my age group, there was a chess player who is now, like, one of the top players in Canada, and he was already, like, an international master or a FIDE master or something by the time we were 13. So, he was really good, right? I never personally played against him, but, you know, there was always that possibility that if you won, like, your first 2 games of the tournament, you'd be matched against him. And I'd always hear people like, man, I really hope you can knock this guy down a peg. And I'm like, well, really? Like, fuck that dude for investing, like, his whole fucking life and all of his leisure time and, like, way more time and effort than any of us invested into competitive chess. Like, I really hope he has a lapse in judgment and his dreams come crushing down as a result of, you know, you getting a little bit lucky, is basically what you're saying. I was like, damn, dude, he put in the work, he deserves the effort. Sometimes, that's why I say, you know, it can be hard to be the favorite in a lot of situations. Not that I've really found myself in that position that often, but I'm just suggesting that it can be, at least. Now, this is a very integral fight for us here. We're gonna just be cool here. I did take a little bit of damage that I'm not super thrilled about. I'm gonna pop Book of Belial again, even though I don't know if it helps. Now, keep in mind, we will come back with Judas' Shadow, even when we die. And this will give us a nice damage bonus. I'm gonna pop the Devil card as well, just because I would really, really like to beat Isaac. But truth be told, I don't think it really matters if we lose here. I would like to get the Post-it note filled out, of course. But I don't think it's life or death. You know, we already got the item from Mom's Heart, so at least that's something. Damage isn't quite as amazing as I would expect, but I guess we did lose our Book of Belial charge. I shouldn't have used it because there was a chance that we could come back as Judas' Shadow. Yeah, well, we got hit, so now we can use Book of Belial, and that'll hopefully speed things up and also keep us alive, maybe? Both of those would be very nice for me. Alright, this is the moment of truth. Such horse hockey, by the way, that the angels don't get affected by the beams of light from heaven. Makes no dang sense. Okay, we should be safe down here. I'm not always a very clever man. I think we may actually die on this run right now. That would be... Oh, we're fine for now. That would be a huge disappointment for me, because I think we actually, you know, we've had a genuinely good shot here. Okay, that was 99 times out of the past 100 that has happened to me. I have gone into the other corner, and I think that time it would have killed me, but I was like, well, if it starts at the top left, it will the beam will never hit the top right. I think that was a shrewd decision. Let's make this happen. Common Cold, it's okay. Little Brimstone, it's good. Speedball, not very useful. Spectral Tears, not a bad thing, but not going to save our run. So I'm pretty confident that in spite of my my previous optimism, apparently optimism now is defined by saying, let's get it done. Yeah, in spite of my previous optimism, I'm pretty sure we're dead. But it was a good run nonetheless. We unlocked some stuff. I hope you enjoyed the ridiculous tangents. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the run, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.